this day, but not the
Rabbi Krohn also, I overheard him telling somebody that he's out.
Not going upstate country, going upstate somewhere else.
The Buffalo?
No, like my parents, it's a big anniversary, whatever, they got Shvacha.
Beautiful.
So,
Very nice.
yep. That's Hashem. You're home?
I'm trying not to be.
Try not to.
I've been home for a long time. Sunday, I'm hosting this barbecue for my family. I do it once a year. My sister from Orlando, she drove for 2 weeks. So it's 25 adults, Kananahara, and like almost 30 kids.
Wow. Is that your house?
Yeah, because I have a pool, I have a big backyard, so.
Right. Very nice. Okay. So, all right,
Very
let's
good.
schmooze.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to chaz the Gemara Lamigilma Vavez, the Mishnah. Arava Gzula Vivesha, a stolen arava or a dried out arava is possible. Shalasher v'shel nidachas, if it comes from an asherichi or ir nidachas, it's psula, it's possible. Niktam reisha nipritzu alev v'atzaftzaf psula, if the top is cut off the wood, or if the leaves fall off, or it's a tzaftzaf type of arava tree which has round leaves, psula. Kemusha, if it's withered out, the shnashu mixas alel, or if some of the leaves fell off, the shabal, if it comes from a field that has no water, nothing, not near any water, just a plain field, kshera, it is kosher. Says the Gemara, Taner Rabban Tat, Arve Nachal. It says in the pasuk, the willows by a stream. So it teaches us Hagadelin al Hanachal. You should pick aravas that grow by a brook, by a stream. Now, like we said, it's not leikuva. It's just a mitzvah. It's a proper mitzvah. It's a good mitzvah, but it's not leikuva. That's the first pshat in the brisa. Davarach, or another pshat, another word, another matter, to learn out from Arvei Nachal, and that is not about where it grows, but when it says Arvei Nachal, willows by a brook, it means she'olah shalah, that its leaf, moshuch kenachal, is long and short. It's like extended like a stream. It teaches us about how the leaf looks. So we have two pshatim from Arvei Nachal, and now we are about to start the second last line, Lam Gimel Vez, the Tanya Idach, another brisa. Tanya Idach, another brisa that talks about this inyan. It brings down the pasuk, Arvei Nachal, willows by a brook. Then the brisa gets into that. Ainli ella Arvei Nachal, I only have to for myself. What I only pick up from this pasuk, ella is rather one thing, that it has to be willows by a brook, that you have to have the ravas grow by a water. That's what it seems to say. Shel Baal v'shel Horim minayin. Where do I know if aravas grow in a field? Baal means a field, or on hills. Minayin. How do I know that it's kosher? Where do I know that from? How do you know? It says in the Torah, very specific type of arava. It grows by the water. How do I know that if it grows not by the water, that's fine? The Brisa answers, Talmud Loimar. The pasuk teaches us by saying Arvei Nachal. It's plural. Arvei. We didn't think about that for a second. I guess we used to sing aravas.
Nachal means on a stream of water.
Nachal means a stream.
So Arvei Nachal, all the aravas.
You're saying the diktuk of it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean all.
Arvei, you don't like that.
From the Nachal. Right. All the aravas.
Right. Usually Arvei means the aravas of a stream. That's what you're saying.
But if you say
So Shu is tiny, proper diktuk, because it's not such a raya. What's the answer to that? Arvei Nachal.
If you say it just means the shape, then that's fine.
If you go with that shot.
Yeah.
Right, this Bryce, I don't know if he goes with the shape. They're assuming that there'd be another word how to express it than just saying Arvei Nachal, although I hear what you're saying. But if I just look at the bottom left Rashi, all the way at the bottom, Arvei Mikom Makam, Loshan Rabim. Arvei means different types of aravas, so it's more of a ribui. I would say it's like, maybe it's not like Pashab Shad of the Pasuk, but we learn that for the fact that Torah chose to write it like that, let's say. So it could be in Pashab Shad, it means aravas of the Nachal. But Lamais, at the end of the day, the Torah did see Lashon Rabbim, we could darshan that any type of arava is fine. Okay? Any arava is fine, no matter where it comes from. But guess what? In this Bryce, if someone argues, Abba Shol Omer. Abba Shol says, no, that's not what the Lashon Rabbim is coming to tell you, that aravas that come from brooks or aravas that come from mountains. No, that's not what it's coming to tell you. When it says Arvei da Lashon Rabbim, it's telling you that there's two types of aravas on Sukkot. Shtayim. There's two types of aravas that you need aravas for. Achas lelulav, one is for your lulav. V'achas lemikdash, and one is for the Beis Hamikdash. What does that mean for the Beis Hamikdash? So we know a little bit about it. A lot has changed. Sukkot is a very changed and different Yom Tov than what it was in the Beis Hamikdash. A lot of what we do is Zecher Lemikdash. Things are different, some things are similar, but back in those days, they used to have a separate ceremony every single day of Sukkot where the Kahanim would take Aravas and they would march around the Mizbeach with the Aravas, and when they were done, they would place the Aravas by the Mizbeach and they overhung the Mizbeach, whatever.
Every day?
Every day.
No,
We do it as a Zecher every day.
day.
We do it as a Zecher, we do the Arava thing just to Shana Rabbah. Really, it was every day. We do the Lulav thing. So some people say they also walk down with Lulav, and there are different things that we learned the Gemara in the fourth parak. But it was a specific different thing, and it wasn't for Yisraelim to do. It was the Kahanim. The Kahanim would go around with the Arava. So when the Torah tells us Arvei Nachal, it's what?
Aravas was only Kahana?
I think so. I'm not holding the Gemara, but march on the
It
Mizbeach.
makes sense. I just never thought of that.
It could be that those are argued what I just said.
Israel were allowed.
You have to, because I know there are people who argue about every single thing about this. Some people say,
But you couldn't walk around the Mizbeach.
Well,
so there are times that even though Yisrael is never allowed to go near the Mizbeach, certain things, there's like a tear, if you really need to, like for that carbon, whatever else it was, then you would be allowed to go closer. Like, I'm not holding in this, but it could be even the lady Saita, she does come closer to the Mizbeach for her thing. You know, like there are things.
Even Zechel and Migdash, when you do, everyone does it, Zechel and Migdash, what the Kehanim used to do?
I think so. In one according to
It's
one
like
mile.
washing.
Yeah. You have to look at, there's a Mishnah Lulav Arava, I think the Mishnah says
They
just
took
kinda-
Rabbanis every day, even though the Kahana were the ones
Yeah.
that did it.
Well, we brought Karbonis. Or we makro them.
So whatever, but
Okay.
I'm not holding it 100%. So don't. But I'm pretty sure at least that's one of the Mahalchim is what they did. So Abba Shaul says when it says Arvei Nachal, it's not coming to tell you that a ravin from anywhere is good. No, Abba Shaul says you need a ravas from a stream. Hitaka holds that pashtus. You need a ravin from a stream. Why does it say Lashon in Rabbim? To tell you that there's two aravas you need for sukkahs, one for your lulav and one for the Beis Hamikdash. So we have a machlokes. We thought, and when we learned the Mishnah that and the Brisa that could be a rubber from anywhere, could be just a special mitzvah. Comes according to Abba Shaul, Yutaka should have in a rubber that grows by the water. But according to Rabbanan, you don't need that. Any rubber is fine. That's the end of the Brisa. Says the Gemara, V'Rabbanan lemikdash menoluhu. Okay, now Abba Shaul's. Everyone agrees that they brought one in the Beis Hamikdash. It's a famous thing. According to Rabbanan, the first time of this Brisa, which is the Rabbanan, where do they know that in the Beis Hamikdash there was such a thing as bringing Arava? Where do you know it from? Where's his Makar? Abba Shaul got it from Arvei, the plural, but where did the Rabbanan get it from? The Gemara answers, Hilchasa Gemiri Luhu. Hilchasa, it's a halacha. It's a halacha, Gemiri Luhu. They said it was taught to them. It was taught to them, Gemiri was taught Luhu to them as a halacha. Halacha means halacha l'meisha Sinai. When we say halacha means it's just a straight up halacha. There's no source. There's no makar to it. It's just straight up from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Moshe Rabbeinu at Sinai and passed down from Deris to Deris. Halacha l'meisha Sinai. So that's where they got it from. Where do you know in the Torah from? I don't know. Nor in the Torah. Where do you know it from? It's Messiah. Halacha l'meisha Sinai. That is the halacha. Where's his proof to this? The Amr Rabasi, Amr Rabbi Yechanan. Rabasi said the name of Rabbi Yechanan. Esther Netias, Arava, Venisa Chamayim. These three things, I'll tell you what they are in a second. Esther Netias is one thing. Arava, second thing. Venisa Chamayim, third thing. These three things are halacha l'Moshe Sinai. These three halachas were no makar, we just know it from Moshe from Sinai. What are these three things? I'll just translate and I'll explain what they are. One is Esther Netias, 10 young saplings, 10 new trees, whatever that means in a second. Arava, the Arava of the Beis Hamikdash, it's referring to the special Arava ceremony they would do in the Beis Hamikdash, not the one for your Lulav. The Lulav one is a pasuk, Ulekach L'chem B'Yamarishan, Pri Yitzhadar, Arvei Nachal. The Arava of the Beis Hamikdash was Allah L'Moshe Sinai. And the third one, very famous about Sukkot, is Nisa Chamayim, the pouring of the water. Okay, what's going on over here? So these three are not have any shaykhs to each other. Whoever taught over these Halacha Moshe Sinai, he grouped these three together. A lot of times you'll find that they'll say, oh, these are halacha mishinais, and group like 2 or 3. What's the connection? They're not connected at all. It just whoever said it over heard these 3. See, he gave over 3 of them. So you'll find like these 3 that someone will quote, and another 4 someone will quote. It's not like there's any reason these are connected. It happens to be Nisa Chamayim and Rava about Sukkos. Esther Natias has nothing to do with Sukkos. But they were just taught together. It's like someone gave a shir, and one thing he said about Pesach, one thing was about it. So they're brought down together. What are these 3 things?
Not
Yeah.
like a default, like, oh, we don't have a pasuk, so by default.
You can't just make it up.
No,
No.
that's my question. What's the Gemara's having? He's in all these places. No.
I mean, we want to find a Makar. Didn't know. Didn't know till Rav Asi said in Rav Yechon. We didn't know this. The Gemara is saying this. We didn't know. Not always do we know. What are the 3?
So who knew?
Who knew? The Gemara knew. Whoever it was had a, like the one who asked the Gemara that asked the Kasha, Rabbanan Menalu, the Mikdash Menalu. They didn't seem to know about it. So it comes on the Gemara. No, there was a halacha that was passed down. They just didn't know about it.
They knew about it. They just didn't know where the makar was. They
No,
knew
no,
they-
no. No, they didn't know about it. There is no Makar.
Meaning they knew the halacha.
No. Oh, they knew that it was done. They didn't know where the source was.
Why?
They knew it was done.
So they knew it was done. They didn't know why. Where do we do this thing? We don't know why. Oh, we do it because
Right.
because it's all much was in it.
Right. So
See, it's not.
it's all right.
it's
There's
not-
no pasuk, so Mela. Oh,
Right.
probably a level mishmazina.
I should have saying it's like anyone could just answer that. But
I'm saying the
you have to
Gemara,
someone
no,
like
no,
Rabbi
no,
Asi,
no,
Rabbi
no.
Yechon. You have to have really big people that say, I'm telling you, the Lachal Mission Sinai. What are the 3 things? I'm going to take Esnatias last because that one has no shaykhs. It's the hardest. I'm not going to get into it. It's not our sugya at all. But the one that's most important is Arava. Arava means the Arava of the Beis HaMikdash. The Arava ceremony of walking around the Mizbeach, that was a Lachal Mission Sinai, and that's why we do it.
Can't be.
What?
That's putting the tall.
Yeah. Right. We talked about having taller ravas. The reason why they had taller ravas was because after they'd walk around, they would place it against the mizbech, and the mizbech is pretty tall. And they would actually lean on the mizbech. Yeah, we were saying yesterday, I also have huge ones. When I grew up in Toronto, it actually overhang the mizbech. They first walk around and then put it there. That's number 1. Nisa Chamayim. What's Nisa Chamayim? We always dance. What is going on? People, I don't know. People sometimes don't realize this when it is. Pouring of the water was done in the morning. The major matzav was at night, like the party. But the actual time that it happened, Nisa, the pouring of the water, was when they brought the carbon tamid early in the morning. Every carbon tamid, you brought a mincha with it, and you brought wine. You brought wine. The wine you don't put on the actual burning part. You pour in these bowls, which are on the mizbeach, and they go down into the depths. You pour water as well. You pour water. It's a water ceremony. Okay? And there's no makar for it. Allah Chumash in the Sinai. This is what the Gemara says. And there's a party the whole night, dancing. Whoever didn't see Simchas Beis Sheva
Preparing for the next morning.
was preparing for the next morning. That's not the actual thing.
It's not what we're doing.
Right.
We finished.
We always think that we're dancing at night, like that was the matzav. The matzav was in preparation for the morning thing. So what is Esser Natias? Just briefly, and it's not our sugya. Okay, the halacha is every 7th year is Shemitah. You're not allowed to plant or plow or work your field. Okay, we know this from the Torah. But there's a drush in the Torah that you have to stop plowing 30 days before. It means Rosh Hashanah of the 7th year, you have to stop. 30 days before Rosh Chodesh Elul, whatever it is around that time, could be a Malay Chaz is 30 days. 30 days before, you also have to stop plowing. You can't work your field even 30 days before. Where do you know that from? We learn that from a pasuk. But there's a halacha Moshe Messina that we feel bad for little young trees that just grew, that if they aren't taken care of early, they're going to die. So this thing that they said, they have to start even earlier than Shemitah, which is a whole year of not working your field. The guy just planted little small trees. If he doesn't do a little bit of work, it's not gonna survive. Halacha Moshe Messina, you could go up until Rosh Hashanah. You could work on that field. You could plow whatever you have to do for those trees up till the beginning of Mamash Shemitah. You don't have to do the 30-day thing before. So how much land could I do? So the rule is 10 netiyos, which is a sapling, is a little tree. 10 little trees for every base saw. So let's say this is a base saw, which is it's supposed to be 50 by 50 amas. Let's say it's 50 or 50 amas. And you have 10 trees in this area. All this field could be plowed because they get their nutrition from all areas of the field. That amount. 10 trees per this amount of field is how much they are. So whenever you have trees, that calculation, let's say you have only 10 trees in one corner, based on that calculation, you could do like this much more. It's just a certain calculation. 10 trees per base for base saw. By 50 amas, 10 trees, that amount you could plant, you could plow, whatever you have to do, that amount, however your field works out. Up until Rosh Hashanah. Once Rosh Hashanah, you're not allowed to do it at all. This is only for Natias. For older trees is a little different rules. So that's how Gemara Lochem Moshe Sinai, and that is that. So we're coming out with, we have a machlokes about, could you get an arava from anywhere you want? Abba Shal says no. Abba Shal says only by the streams. Only by the streams. We hold it's a mitzvah to do it. Rabbanon, it's a mitzvah to do it, but you can get it from anywhere really. It's not specific. That is that. A little further, says the Gemara, Tonu Rabbanon, the Rabbanon taught in the Brisa, again quotes the pasuk Arve Nachal, willows by a brook, that teaches us Hagedelos al Hanachal, Prat L'Tzavtzafa Hagedela Bein Taharim. It teaches us only those that grow by a brook to exclude L'Tzavtzafa, the Tzavtzafa tree, Hagedela Bein Haharim, that grows by the mountains. Whoa, this is a whole new thing over here. We're learning out from Arve Nachal to exclude the Tzavtzafa. Till now, we've excluded the Tzavtzafa because its leaves are not the same as the leaves of an arava. This Brisa says a different reason to exclude the Tzavtzafa. We want Arve Nachal, the type that generally grow by brooks. But Tzavtzafas, they grow on mountains. We're not anti-aravas that grow on mountains. We say aravas could be anywhere. But we're anti-tzavtzafas, which are specific to mountains. That type of arava is a shvacha arava, and that's not what we want. It's not growing because its leaves are shaped differently. That was earlier. They have very round leaves, and we had a brayso earlier that tzavtzafas are out because of their leaves. This brayso is telling you, no, that's not the min that the Torah wanted. It's a shvacha type of, it's a worse type of arava. So we want aravas that generally grow by water. The ones that grow on the mountains, the tzavtzafa ones, not those ones. They're excluded. Yes.
So round leaves that grow by water is fine?
No. The whole min is a shvacha min. But it generally grow on mountains, tzavtzafas. They don't generally grow by the water. When it says the harim, it doesn't mean because of the harim, because harim we said is fine. It's more about the famous tzavtzafas that everyone knew about them that are very, certain bush that grow on the mountains, not those ones. Why? Because you want the ones that grow by streams.
So we should say, probably it's also shugadu, not
hagedela, that grows between the mountains.
Sounds like dafka, those.
Right. Hamza says it grows between the mountains. I thought it still grows. Sounds like maybe it's actually more in the valleys, I should say. What do you think Bein Har means?
Yeah,
in the valleys. Could be even more in the valleys. Okay. I actually read it like amongst, I read the Bein here like amongst the mountains. Could be it's actually between the mountains. But the point is, it's not about where it grew, it's the species of tzatzafa that's out. Says the Gemara on that. Amar Reb Zera, says Reb Zera, my kra, what's your pasuk? Where do you get this from? That the tzavtzafa is no good. We're saying that, only ones that grow by streams. Who says? Maybe the Torah is just telling you, generally the aravas grow by streams. Could be tzavtzafas are fine. Reb Zera wants to know, where do you know that there's a grace, so there's something wrong with the tzavtzafa? Where did the Brisa get it from? That when the Torah says Arvei Nachal, it's coming to say, we don't want the tzavtzafa ones. It's not a good type of species. They grow never by the water. Who says? Maybe the Torah taka means ones that are by the water generally, but we don't care if it comes from somewhere else. Where do you see it? I need another pasuk to show me there's something wrong with the tzavtzafa. So the Gemara says, we know from this pasuk, it's a pasuk in Yecheskel. And the pasuk says, it's referring, Yecheskel is giving teichacha, it's giving a rebuke. And it says there, Kach amayim rabim, tzavtzafa samay. What does that mean? Kach over here usually means taken. Here it means planted. Like it takes its nutrients. It's set and it takes its growth. Almayim rabim by many waters. Hashem planted you, gave you growth by many waters. But no, you know what you did? Tzavtzafa sama. You became like a tzavtzafa. Tzavtzafa sama. You place. Sama means place. You place yourself like a tzavtzafa. Initially, you were planted by many waters, like a regular arava tree. No, but now you became a tzavtzafa. So you see from this pasuk that tzavtzafa is like a very, it's a lower level type of species. Once I see from this pasuk it's a lower level type of species, now it makes sense when the Torah says arvei nachal, means to say, I don't want the tzavtzafamim, which never grows by the water. I want other types of aravas that grow by the water. We'll stop over here by Amrle Abaya's question. I know it's in the middle, but I think it makes sense to stop because the Gemara is going to go into a little bit of a hemshech, just a hakdama. So we're coming out with tzavtzafa. There's two reasons why it's out. One brisa we had a reason that darshan. Not everyone darshans everything. Every brisa has different drashas. One brisa said because the leaves are shaped differently, and one brisa says because they just don't ever grow. They're not the types that grow by the streams. So who says it's so bad? Maybe the Torah just telling you an example. It doesn't mean to specify the rava. No, because we see in the Cheska that tzaptzapa is a negative type of a rava. It's not a good type of a rava.
Shkoyach.
Stop over here. Shkoyach.